Ninamani, Bundi Warripari, Nanani, Dominic Kunacha Smith, Warriparinga, which is Ghana for Welcome to Windy Place by the River. My name is Dominic Forthborn Smith, and this is Warriparinga. Warriparinga is situated on traditional Ghana land in between Sturt, Marion and South Roads in Adelaide, South Australia. Warriparinga in Ghana means windy place by the river, and was and still is an important ceremonial and meeting place for Ghana people. The site offers a number of historical features, including the Living Ghana Culture Centre, helped run by Ghana people and the City of Marion Council. Wetlands featuring native plants and animals. The Sturt River, relatively untouched by human degradation. And the remains of early European settlements featuring Fairford House and the Coach House. After an in-depth analysis of the area and of the ACARA Australian National Curriculum, I've identified that this site would be highly resourceful for a school excursion for Year 8 class in the area of geography. Year 8 geography description identifies 2 units of study, first being landforms and landscapes, and the second, changing nation. As detailed by the ACARA framework, landforms and landscapes focuses on investigating geomorphology through a study of landscapes and their landforms. This unit examines the processes that shape individual landforms, the values and meanings placed on landforms and landscapes by diverse cultures, hazards associated with landscapes, and management of landscapes. Landforms and landscapes develops students' understanding of the concept of environment and enables them to explore the significance of landscapes to peoples, including Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. These distinctive aspects of landforms and landscapes are investigated using studies drawn from Australia and throughout the world. Changing Nations investigates the changing human geography of countries as revealed by the shifts in population distribution. Spatial distribution of population is a sensitive indicator of economic and social change and has significant environmental, economic and social effects, both negative and positive. The unit explores the process of urbanisation. It investigates the reason for the high level of urban concentration in Australia, one of the distinct features of Australia's human geography. The unit then examines issues related to the management and the future of Australia's urban areas. Warriparinga, I believe, therefore, is an ideal excursion for Year 8 students in geography to explore both the ACARA Units 1 and 2. Unit 1, Landforms and Landscapes, is intended to give students knowledge and understandings of the different types of landscapes and their distinct landform features. As you can see, Warriparinga will showcase to students the typical landscape of the Adelaide Plains, which would have covered the majority of Adelaide region before European settlement began in 1836. The relatively untouched river and riverbed seen within Warriparinga gives students an insight into natural landforms and how they naturally affect the surrounding landscape. Unit 1 also gives students knowledge and understandings of the aesthetic, cultural and spiritual value of landscapes and landforms for people, including Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Warriparinga is a highly sacred site for Ghana peoples, as this is the site where the Ghana dreaming story began. The Ghana dreaming is called Trabuki, which tells the story of how a number of springs in Adelaide South were formed. The artwork does not tell the story in a literal sense, it symbolically refers to parts of the story through the choice and use of materials from the lands of the dreaming. The artwork creates its own spirit and speaks to the relationship between peoples and the land. It considers the past, the present, and looks to the future. The basic form of the work, the forest of the tree trunks, brings a spiritual presence and totemic power to the land of Warriparinga. Trunks speak of the clearing of the land in colonial times for agriculture and horticulture, and for the new expressway in present times. Warriparinga also has a number of Ghana historical sites, including a number of scar trees. This particular tree features a scar from where Ghana people would have cut out a small shield. It also features at the very bottom of the tree a small woodley, which was used by Ghana peoples to build substantial wurleys from foliage, grass, and bark around the base of red gums. The tree also provides shelter in the winter months. The Karawira red gums is a stand of mature eucalyptus which had a great importance for the Ghana people. Survival of this stand is represented to many uses of river gums to the Ghana, such as food and the materials to make tools and weapons. The oxbow of the river provides an ideal location for the gathering of people, and there's probably one place where the people of the big camp at Warriparinga held their ceremonies. The land for Ghana people and all Indigenous people in Australia is very important, and this is where Warriparinga and the Living Ghana Culture Centre would be ideal place to give students an excursion and an in-depth look into the connection of land to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Unit 1 also requires students to understand the geomorphic processes that produce landforms, including a case study of at least one landform. Teachers would have the opportunity to allow students to identify and explore the erosion by water and wind on specific landforms, which in Warriparinga is ideally the river. Another key understanding for students in Unit 1 is looking at the human causes and effects of landscape degradation. This student outcome is not only evident to the very eyes of students as they have studied it previously in class, but the guided tour also points out the evidence of human degradation, which ties in with Ghana practices that used to and continue to try and prevent this. A simple walk through the area would enable you to point out to students, or better still, you can ask them to point out to you and the rest of the class where they can see the effects of human causes of landscape degradation. For example, roads, footpaths, drains, and people traffic. The final understanding for students within this unit can be connected to Warriparinga is the ways of protecting significant landscapes. In Ghana and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures, the land and therefore caring for the land, or now known as caring for country, as mentioned previously, is an integral part of culture. The land is their mother and their mother is the land. The Friends of the Warriparinga, in collaboration with the Living Ghana Culture Centre and the City of Marion, work continuously to protect the Warriparinga landscape. The river red gums along the river bank are some of the oldest trees in South Australia, and therefore their survival is paramount for the Warriparinga site. Aboriginal culture and ways of life dealt with the land on a daily basis, which included looking after it. The guided tour features the section on land management, which includes the planting of native plants, shrubs, and trees, which helps to encourage native wildlife also. The second unit, Changing Nations in Year 8 Geography, looks at the changing landscape and the geography of countries, specifically Australia and Asia. Student outcomes that relate to the excursion at Warriparinga include the causes and consequences of urbanisation. The benefit of the locality of Warriparinga is that it is set within suburban Adelaide, giving students a direct link between landscapes as they were before and after urbanisation. The effects of Western culture compared to the effects of Aboriginal culture are extremely evident, and if identified by the teacher, students can link this directly back to their studies on the effects of urbanisation. Secondly, Warriparinga can identify the reasons for and effects of internal migration in Australia. Barefoot House and the Old Coach House are direct examples of internal migration post-colonisation in Australia. A fresh water source like that of the Sturt River was ideal for starting or setting up a homestead because of the ease of access to such a significant resource, which is why this area was so important and now very sacred to the Ghana people. As discussed and analysed, Warriparinga is an ideal location for an excursion which highlights and explores Units 1 and 2 of the Year 8 Geography curriculum, Landscapes and Landforms, and Changing Nation. Warriparinga is only 15 minutes from the CBD, making access for most metropolitan Adelaide schools quite easy and cost effective. The site not only offers a historic look into Ghana and Aboriginal culture, but it offers an insight into European settler society also. Yet, at the same time, it now offers students an understanding of land and its importance in today's 21st century.